Yo, this is a motherfucker who needs no introduction. You are watching Breaking Records Radio.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I feel like, so in today's climate, the battle rap scene is very isolated from the rest of, I guess, the culture in many ways.
But the culture is isolated from itself, right? Like, it seems to me that everything you do today in terms of music has a fan base, right? So if you want to do trap, it's people that like trap, but people that will be like, man, I'd rather listen to, you know what I'm saying, Rhapsody. You know what I mean? Yeah. So people that like Rhapsody and Dave East and all that, that has a fan base. If you want to do Kiddy rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, that has its own fan base. You know what I mean? Like Lil Nas X, I consider that Kiddy rap. And so it's kind of like, you know, what I really like about hip hop today is that it's not a one size fits all. And if the system or the gatekeepers don't accept this, then you don't have a chance. Everyone has a chance. There's an audience for everyone, you know, to me.
Sure. Yeah, there's two ways you can take that, right? So one, hip hop's very diversified at this point. So it's isolated in that sense, and people are doing their own thing, and people kind of stay in their own lane in many ways, right? Even from a fan's perspective, as you mentioned, if you like one thing, you don't really cater to another in most cases. Obviously, there's some overlap, and there's people that have kind of wider tastes, but in the most part, you end up having this isolation that's occurring. But at the same time, I think that isolation in many ways has kind of robbed hip hop of the community aspect of it. Maybe there's multiple kind of factors for that. I think the internet had something to do with it. People were no longer kind of forced to collaborate with their neighbor and instead could reach out by email and collaborate with anybody worldwide. But there is a sense of community that's missing, right? If you end up reading histories of the 90s, of the 80s, you end up speaking to people that were around at that period of time. There's a community element to it that I think was really strong. And I think that's what made a lot of people fall in love with hip hop culture. And I feel like that is starting to be missing with that diversity, with that isolation in mind.
Well, you know, to that point, I believe it's because in large parts, there aren't any more fans in hip hop. There are very few fans. Most people see the validation that other people get, and whether they love the music or don't love the music or can't rap, now they want to be involved because they want the validation, and technology makes it easy, right? If I don't like what you're saying to me, block, you know what I mean? Like, so it's also, because of that, there's not as much concentration on the music. It's more like, how can I get attention, right? So it's like more antics than it is good music, because good music is not enough. Music is oversaturated. People's, to your point about technology, people's attention spans are very short. You know what I'm saying? So you'll hear a song for 2 minutes, you're tired. You want to go to the next song, you know? No one's really listening to whole albums, you know, so that changes the dynamic of how artists produce art. And, you know, that is something that is bound to happen with the explosion of technology. However, I don't cater to dumb people. My music is not for those who want it just quick and easy and next. My shit ain't disposable. Like, you have two different types of artists. You have an artist that can make stop signs. People know what to do at a stop sign. You paint that shit, you stop. There's a million of them everywhere. I mean, if you make stop signs, you're in a good business. You'll never go broke. Other artists make Picassos. They might only tell when you're dead.
Right now she on an elevator. I'm not trying to waste your time or give you all of mine. I just wanna vibe with your vibes. I don't wanna keep your heart, but I can tell you where to start. I just wanna vibe with your vibe, with your vibe. I don't need to know your name or the places that you've been. I just wanna vibe with your vibe, with your vibe. I don't need to hear about your mistakes or the times you ended at his place. Just wanna vibe with your vibe. Just vibe with your vibe with your vibe. Just vibe with your vibe with your vibe. Just vibe with your vibe with your vibe with your. I got some things in my past wouldn't care to reenact. Broke some hearts that I can't take back. I wasn't